Hopefully work. Fingers crossed.
Hi, viewers.
Hold on a second. Let me
Oh,
see
never
on
mind.
Facebook.
Bye.
Hey,
They're
hey,
not on
everybody.
Facebook. Shoot. What
Not on
happened?
Facebook?
I don't seem to see them.
Are they on the Facebook?
I'm trying to see.
Oh, yes. We're here. We're here, and your swearing is also here.
Oh, no.
Fantastic. Okay. Yes,
What?
I can see myself too. Hi, guys. How are you doing?
Oh, we have 2 viewers. 3.
Oh, excellent. Okay.
4.
Love to be early.
Oh, look at that. They're popping right in. Hi.
Hi, everybody.
Hey, we're just going to hang out for a couple minutes until the show is really supposed to start. In 1 minute, 60 seconds. It doesn't count down, it counts up, it seems.
No. I mean, we have 50 seconds to sing
really
sing the MAMM intro song.
Ma'am.
It's so disorienting, like seeing how delayed
Being part of MAMM.
for our main one.
Yeah, I know.
Should I play some background music?
Yeah, I know.
I think Josh kind of started it off. It was like, ma'am.
You know, it's like, like the Harry Potter. What's the Harry? It's like Snape, Severus Snape. So it's like, ma'am.
Awesome, ma'am.
Yeah.
Making movies because we can.
Woo!
That's good.
Natural.
Second career as a rapper. That's
welcome to our family.
What's up, every? So we have 8. We have 6. We have 6 people tuning in. 6 possible Mammers.
Oh, Regina, is that you?
Got Regina DJ.
That's M for MAMM.
Oh, M for MAMM.
All right, 6 o'clock.
Okay.
Very exciting. We are here. Good evening. So excited. Good evening, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. I am so excited to welcome all of you to our MAMM, Mighty Asian Movie Making Marathons, the 19th edition info session and live Q&A. And welcome, everybody. I am also very blessed and glad that we are able to stream live to you from beautiful British Columbia. We're in Vancouver, and we are on the unceded traditional ancestral territories of the Coast Salish people, including Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh. I'm very happy to be joined by a few other people. If you were here moments ago, we actually have our creative producers joining us tonight as well, including, hello, Josh. Josh Lam, lead creative producer, Mohab Jindran, our creative producer, and Panta Mosley, our other creative producer, and Regina Leung, who is helping us do the tech tonight, also one of our producers and the director of a very important arm of VAF, which is VAF Industry. So we were really happy to be able to kick off MAMM at a live event. It was really, really fun party we had together on a couple of weeks ago, April the 26th. Yes. But we wanted to take a moment to reach out to everybody in case anybody has further questions, or if you weren't able to join us on the day. We'd love for us to just have a refresher on, like, a quick intro on MAMM, and also give you guys time to ask questions if you have further questions. We also did receive some questions on Instagram. Thanks for everyone who is following, who are following us on MAMM_VAFF on Instagram. Thank you. And we will be getting live questions from you, as well as answering questions that came in earlier. So we would, just a very quick intro of MAMM, whoever has no idea what this is all about. It is a 10-day short filmmaking competition created by VAF 19 years ago. So we are in our 19th edition, and it happens every summer. We are recruiting people to submit their pitches, and people who submit pitches for our 10-minute category, and also people who can submit for a 10-minute category, and also a 1-minute ultra short film category. And the finalists who get in, there are 8 spots for the 10-minute short category, and also 8 spots for the 1-minute ultra short category. And that's just a very brief intro of MAMM. And Vancouver Asian Film Festival happens every November. It is the longest running film festival of its kind in Canada. We're very proud that VAF's launched this wonderful fun filmmaking program for emerging filmmakers to join. And tonight we are going to have our creative producers kind of tell you a little bit more details on what to expect from MAMM. So I would like to first hand it over to Mohab. Meanwhile, I'm going to try to present a slideshow. So let's see if we can do this tech thing seamlessly. 1 second. It should show up very soon. 1 moment. Okay, is Mohab there?
Yes.
Hi.
Okay, fantastic. Okay, now I just need to press this.
Look at
So,
that.
okay. Can you see the screen?
I can. Am I frozen? Anyone? Am I good to other people?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm good right
You're
now.
great.
Okay.
You're great to
Good.
us.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm randomly lagging a little bit, so hopefully it's okay. Of course, it happens when we're live.
I think it should be okay. We only are seeing the slides.
Sweet. Okay. Well, I guess we can move on to the next slide. This is the 10-minute short category. One of our 2 main categories. If you change the slide, I can't. There it is. Okay. Cool. So big thing. Oh, no. Sorry. One back. Okay. It's lagging on my end. I don't know why. Okay. I can see it now. Can you guys see me?
Yes.
Perfect. Okay. So big 3 things for the 10-minute. Please fill in your registration form, pay your fees. If you got the early bird fee, if you got the regular fee, pay everything, please. And most importantly, make sure to send us your 3-minute video pitch. Okay. You are allowed to register and then submit the pitch later on. So please just don't forget to submit the pitch. Some people, like to register and leave the pitch to the last day. You're welcome to do that, but just make sure you do that. Next slide, please. Our big theme this year is empowering voices and shaping tomorrow. Cool thing about the MAMM themes is every year is that you're allowed to sort of do what you will with the themes. So however you want to convey empowering voices and shaping tomorrow, it could be super literal, it could be super metaphorical, it could be anything you want. We're just interested to see how you interpret it. So feel free to be as creative as you want with the theme, and we'll see what happens. Next slide, please. You do get money. I'm just going to read off here. The funds will be distributed to the team leaders before the start of the competition. Each team must complete their film, submit receipts, and an expense report. So whatever you use the $1,000 on, please let us know. You don't have to submit an expense report for everything else in your budget. We just care about what you spent the $1,000 on. So please keep track of what you spend that money on, and make sure you keep all the receipts. Make sure you keep track of everything, and you are good to go. Next slide, please. Is this the next slide? Oh, is this for the, okay. This is the, sorry, it's a little behind on my end. So I'm trying to get, I'm assuming this is for the 1 minutes now. Same thing as the 10 minutes, fill in the form, pay the fee.
Are you not seeing a change?
I see it right now. Yeah. Fill in the form, pay the fee. And whenever you can, please send us that written pitch. Again, you can send it as later as you want, but please just make sure you get that to us right away. Next slide, please. And same thing with the 10 minutes. The theme for this year for the 1 minute is breaking stereotypes. So please feel free to interpret that however you want. We're working with Eliminate Hate to bring awareness to the campaign of positive visibility. So just interpret it however you want and be as creative as you can be. Next slide, please. For the 1 minutes this year, they actually got $150. Again, same vibe as the 10 minutes. Please just keep track of what you spend the $150 on. Keep all your receipts. I would recommend probably spending that on food. You just want to make sure you pay you feed your crew, since you're probably not paying them. So keep those receipts, send them to us afterwards, and you're good to go. Next slide, please. So we can talk a little bit about the eligibility and the rules. So team leaders can only work on one MAMM project at a time. All applicants have to be Canadian citizens or permanent residents. If not, please talk to us, send us an email, call us, DM us on Instagram. Just if it is a special case, we would like to know. The duration of the films is strictly enforced. That means with credits. So the 10-minute films have to be 10 minutes max, including credits. And Lynn, the 1 minute films, they didn't have the credits could be outside of that 1 minute. Is that correct?
That is correct. And you can go up to 10 seconds.
Yes.
1 minute,
1 minute, 10 seconds for the 1 minute films. All films must include the requested creative element, but again, interpret that however you would like, be as creative as possible. All teams need to attend the mandatory MAMM mentorship workshops that are happening in June. Not everyone in your team has to attend, but please, somebody from your team must attend. And everything must be submitted before the deadline. We are very serious about this. Whatever deadline we give you, we can't accept anything past that deadline. And we are very, very strict on it. And that includes any touch-ups to your film, anything like that. Whatever is submitted before the deadline is what we are judging. So that is something that we can't enforce enough. If you need to submit a touched up version of your film afterwards or anything like that, that's not what's being judged. So just keep that in mind. Get it all prepared. Get your post schedule ready. Just have everything all laid out so that you can get your film to us before the deadline. Next slide, please. Cool. The UBCP ACTRA, sorry. Yes, the performer waivers. I'm just going to read this. The UBCP ACTRA does not provide performer waivers for films produced as part of MAMM. Teams wishing to use UBCP performers in their films must follow UBCP regulations for ultra-low budget short films. Communicable disease preventions are recommended but not mandated. If you feel like your film set needs it, take one. It'll just for peace of mind. You have 2 deliveries for your final films. One for the competition, which is the one that will be screened, which is the one that will be judged, and the awards are based on that. And then for the gala screening, this can be your touched up, prettier version of the film. You're not allowed to touch up anything in picture, but you are allowed to touch up sound if need be, if you need to finish VFX, if you need to finish your credits, color, things like that. Picture must stay the same, but all those little fixes can be made from there. And next we have the MAMM mentorship.
Awesome.
And pass it off to Josh.
Thanks, Mo. Thanks for going over that very comprehensive overview of the main stuff that we do for MAMM. I'm going to be talking about the MAMM mentorship program. So this is kind of like a 2-day event that we kind of plan to do an overview of for emerging filmmakers, just classes and lessons. So here's a great picture of Panta, one of our other creative producers, taking an awesome selfie of one of the MAMM years that we did this MAMM mentorship. So yeah, everyone's looking awesome, and they, as you can tell, they learned a lot. So let's go to the next slide. So over here, just a bit as I'll touch on again. So group workshops will be available to both 10-minute shorts and 1-minute ultra shorts teams at no extra cost. They may be held in person or virtually via webinars as the weekend of Saturday, June 15th, 2024, and Saturday, June 29th, 2024. The agenda will be shared with all teams ahead of the workshop. And what's great that we also include with these workshops is we also will have one-on-one mentorships and consultancies that will be made available to each selected 10-minute short team by the MAMM chosen mentors. 1-minute ultra short teams are not eligible for a one-on-one mentorship, unfortunately, but we are still available to answer any questions when it comes to the competition. So you can always feel free to email us or message us. Next, go to the next slide. And now we're going to move on to prizes and awards. So we have cash prizes and industry in-kind prizes for both categories, which is the Best Film Award, Best Director Award, Best Performance Award, Best Screenwriting Award, Best Cinematography Award, and Best First-Time Director Awards. Those are some that are available in both categories. And as well, we have in-kind prizes for audience-voted People's Choice Award winners that include the People's Choice Award for Best Short, the People's Choice Award for Best Ultra Short, the Best People's Choice Award for Best Performance for Short, and the Best People's Choice Award for Best Performance for Ultra Short. That's a lot of awards right there. So yeah, get ready for those. Moving on, we have the timeline and key dates. So I'll speed through this really quick. So right now, today, we have our MAMM 19 online Q&A. After that, at the end of the month on May 29th, 2024 at 11:59 p.m., registration and pitch submissions deadline is there. So you still have 14 days to submit. So yeah, countdown begins. Afterwards, on June 5th, at 1 p.m., we're going to be announcing our selected teams after the adjudication results are announced. Then we move forward into the MAMM mentorship workshops 1 and 2, which will be on May 15th. Sorry, that's a typo right there. It shouldn't be May 15th or May 29th. It's actually June 15th and June 29th. So be aware of those changes to this timeline. Afterwards, we do have a script submission deadline on July 16th at closer to midnight, 11:59. We can review what you've written. And then after that, we have our competition period from July 19th at midnight. So please you can prep before, but don't all of a sudden just right at midnight. That's not a good idea. Will go on till July 28th, 2024 at 11:59 p.m. And that's including post-production. So you will have to submit all the paperwork and your final piece, exactly what Mo said, by that deadline. Again, final submission deadline, like I said, July 28th at 11:59 p.m. And then after that, we have our MAMM 19 gala screening and awards presentation on August 31st. So get ready for that and save those dates. Let's move ahead to the next slide. Awesome. And now we move on to our Ask Us Anything Q&A portion. So I hope everything was crystal clear and smooth. And if not, yeah, we're ready for you. Any questions?
Fantastic. Yeah, we actually have a few questions that have popped in here. Hello, everybody. Hello. First question we have is, the information page suggests that you describe how do you intend to complete your film. Let's see, Lynn, do you wanna tackle that answer? Popcorn.
Sure. I'm actually not 100% sure where the question is coming from, but I suspect you are asking from the perspective of a 1-minute pitch. And if you're still on, please feel free to elaborate. It is intended to prompt you to kind of convince the judges how you feel, like why do we believe that you can complete this film. So it could be anything from, you have a full story in mind, you have a full team in mind, you already prep certain things. It's just really giving confidence that you're able to be up for the task to do the film.
And I think, Susan, this is from you. The second part of your question is, this is a very general question. It is for the 1-minute category. Yes, so what Lynn said, and you can definitely describe like locations, if you have them locked, crew, if you have them locked, how long were you planning to like for your shoot days and all that stuff. Just give all the details of your plan, maybe like a production schedule might be very, very helpful if you just kind of have the prep, wrap, shoot plan that you have and just kind of give it to us. We have another question off here that says, how does payment and registration work? Do we pay first and submit the registration, or should we be doing it right away after one is completed? I'll pass that on to Josh, since you were doing the registrations, but I think you can, if I'm not wrong, you can pay and you can submit later. Yes. You can absolutely do that.
Exactly. It's just, I guess it's a great way for you to save and book your spot and, make sure that you made it through. But please, you have to submit everything before the deadline, because at that point you're just giving us money, and then you just haven't submitted anything. So, I mean, if you want to do it that way, Thank you for your donation.
And we
take
welcome
it.
donations anyway, anytime, anyhow, feel free to donate. But just to elaborate on what Josh had said, when you actually go on the registration page, it's a Google form, and you would need to fill and complete the form. And when you get to the very end, after you submit, there will be a prompt with a link to payment. And it does give you the option of paying later. So you need to finish the form. The link will show up. You have the option of paying right there and then or later. My advice is to do it right there in case you lose a link. And you can also submit your pitch right there and then, or email us later with it. So that's why it's important. That's why we kept saying you have to submit everything before the deadline, because you actually are not mandated to do that when you register.
Awesome. Okay, so the next question that we have is a very good question. My producer is not Canadian, doesn't have a PR. Can I still pitch? You can absolutely pitch, but I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, Lynn, every member does have to have Canadian citizenship or PR to be a part of this competition.
So we are a Canadian festival, and the purpose and the mission of the competition is to support Canadians and create more Canadian films. If some members are not Canadian or PR, come talk to us and we'll figure things out.
We have a cheeky little question here that was sent to us through Instagram. Can I pitch for an R-rated story?
Ooh, okay. R, not X, right? So
Yeah,
R. We actually okay. So in all fairness, we've actually in the past we've actually not had our films rated. So in terms of an official rating, we've never had, but we've had in the past action films that are maybe a little bit on the violent side. So I would say pitch. Yes, we encourage you to pitch any genre of stories. Yeah, we can discuss and see how far it goes. We are doing ratings, as a matter of fact, and our ratings are allowed to be shown in theaters. But we actually just started sending the films to be rated because we had creators who were minors. Typically, when the films are not rated, minors are definitely not allowed to be in the theater, but we really wanted to be able to welcome minors who are accompanied by adults to be able to stay for the entire program. So we have started doing that. And that just means like for the R-rated films, any minors would just have to leave.
Fantastic. We have a few more questions here. A wonderful question from Hiromu. We tackled it, but it'll be a really nice reminder. What is the theme for this year? So maybe Josh, if you want to give him the 1 minute and the 10-minute theme, just
Yeah,
throw
let me
it.
get back to that.
Or was that Moheb? That was Moheb's section, wasn't it? Sorry.
It was
Moheb,
Mo's,
you
but
give it.
Mo, did you want to? I can say it.
I have it ready.
You got it? Okay, go for it.
So the theme for the 10 minutes is empowering voices and shaping tomorrow. And the theme for the 1 minute is breaking stereotypes. And just to lead into, because I see Susan has a question specifically about the 1 minute theme. Regarding eliminate hate creative element, I know you just said that we should be very creative in incorporating this element. I want to ask specifically if it's okay if the main characters are breaking stereotypes. The characters of my film are. Is this enough? I don't have a specific method. Yeah, again, however you want to interpret the creative element is totally up to you. It can be a minor thing. It could be a major thing. You could have an example. A couple of years ago when I was in MAMM, the theme was breaking boundaries. And I took that super literally as breaking into a house. So it's however you want to interpret that theme. It could be big, it could be small, it could be just happening to one character, it could be all of your characters. So however you want to interpret that.
It could even be a line of dialogue. So it is very, very up to you. We ask everybody to be creative, but most important thing is you must tell us how you interpret it and include it in the film in your pitch when you submit that, be it the written pitch or in this case, it would be the written pitch.
Just spell everything out so that the jury knows what your plan is so that it can help them decide, oh, this is the film.
Yep.
Wonderful. We have another question here in the live chat from Jasmine. I was reading the pitch video guidelines and it says to mention any ambitious elements and how we would achieve it. Are you guys looking for an ambitious element? Like, does our story require that to be considered? No, it does not. But if you do have an ambitious element, like you're like, I want to get a shot from the sky with a car moving, which we had in Karak, just describe how you plan on doing it. You can say that you have access to a drone and you're able to do that shot. Just let us know what your plan is and how you are able to achieve it. So that, again, it gives the jury a better understanding of, okay, these people have a great grasp on their story and they're able to deliver it. And correct me if I'm wrong, if there's any addition from the team members.
No, that's exactly it. That's exactly
Perfect.
it.
So,
It's really because the competition is catered to anybody from first-time filmmakers to seasoned filmmakers. That's why we wanted to put it out there more targeted for the like fresher, inexperienced filmmakers.
great. We have a question here from Peter. Can we have some creative elements in our video pitch for the 10-minute category? Anybody want to tackle that one?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You
Maybe
can be as creative
Absolutely.
as you want with your video pitch. It can be super simple. It can be super creative. However, as long as you're answering the questions we've kind of laid out in the information package, as long as you're telling us who you are, what your story is, why you want to tell us your story, why you're the person to tell the story, and why the story matters. As long as you tackle all that, you can handle your pitch video however you'd like.
But we do say that that there has been a lot of filmmakers who do pitch videos that have a lot of creative elements that almost look and feel similar to their short film, and so that also does help the jury get a better sense of you as a filmmaker, what you're able to achieve on just with the resources you already have. So just kind of keep that in mind. That that does just help show us where you're able to achieve in your pitch. Awesome.
Great. I see another question here from Susan. Regarding paperwork deliverables on July 28th, is a rights agreement, chain of title, and UBCP adherence agreement required? If you're using union cast members, you absolutely need to have union paperwork in place. Chain of right, I'll defer that to you, Lynn. Do we need to see chain of rights for them?
We have never been that strict to require chain of title because it is a short film. But if you have that, we're more than happy to accept it.
Amazing. We have a lovely question here from Jerry. Hey, VAF, with a finger sign. Are there any camera requirements? Jerry, you can shoot on whatever you like. If you want to shoot on an RE, go for it. If you want to shoot on a red, go for it. If you want to shoot on a DSLR, we don't discriminate. We look at the project and what you've shot, not what you shot it with.
Yep.
Story.
Yes, we actually did see that question come in from you. Thank you very much on Instagram. And we were actually going to go to the Instagram questions later after the live questions. So really appreciate you being here.
I'm going to tackle a couple of questions from like the Instagram, and then I'll get back to the live here. Can I lead a team with a friend? Anybody want to tackle that one? Yes. Yeah, you absolutely. I was kind of hoping we all said it together. Yes.
We've had we've definitely had co-team leaders in the past. We actually never spelt it out, but seeing that we did have 3 last year, we suggest that the max you go will be 3 because too many cooks in the kitchen sometimes makes things more complicated.
Mhm.
So yeah.
And there's another part to that question. Does the team leader have to be a key creative or a lead actor?
Key creative, yes. Because the team leader pretty much has to be either the producer, the writer, the director, and
or the actor, yeah.
Or the actor, but that you don't have to be the actor. But it only makes sense for one of the lead people from the creative team to be leading.
Awesome. Next question that we have here is, do you need a script to pitch?
I can
you
answer
want to
that
tackle
one.
that one? Yeah,
Well,
or Josh, yeah.
yeah. No, you
Go for
don't.
it.
You don't need to. It's just we're basically doing it based on the pitch video and all the other pitch requirements that we've laid out during this session. But there are people I do know that like have submitted scripts and just to have additional material. But no, we're not judging based on those requirements. So.
Besides, we actually have a mentorship program that we encourage all of you to, I mean, we do say mandatory, but it's mandatory for your benefit. And we have incredible mentors who would give you amazing tips on how to improve your script.
So yeah, you will still have time to develop.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing. We have another question here. What is the minimum age to pitch? Fun fact, there is no minimum age. If you want to pitch as young or as old as you are, you can pitch. And another fun fact, I think our youngest pitching member was 15. Is that right? So far. And they went on to have the most wonderful film. They made friends with one of the mentors, which is a director, who ended up hiring them on a TV show as an actor later. Fun fact. Allegiance. You know who you are. Great. Let's do one more question from Instagram before I go back into our live questions. Can a final film be shorter than 10 minutes? If it's the 1 minute film, absolutely, because it's 1 minute. But if it's the 10-minute film, no, you have to have your film exactly. You can have it more. Oh, okay. Just kidding. Yes. You can.
Yes, sorry about that.
I lied.
Is this been rare to see people submit a shorter
Yes.
film in the 10-minute category?
It's usually longer.
Yeah, everybody wants to do a longer film, but our philosophy is like we want you to make the film that you think would be the ideal length. If you end up with like a 5-minute film, just know that when the judges judge it, comparing that film next to all the other 10-minute films that may have fuller stories, I mean, maybe all more fleshed out, may have more things in the film, your film may be disadvantaged. So just leaving that to your personal decision. But MAMM is a platform, like obviously, if you do get in, your pitch obviously was excellent and very deserving to be made into a film. And so, you know, it's really very much up to you.
Now let's tackle the flip side of that, in my opinion, Lynn. Like, can they have films longer than 10 minutes for the 10-minute category?
That is an excellent question. Absolutely no. And we are very strict on that, unfortunately, because everybody wants to make a longer film. A lot of people want to make a longer film, and we want to keep it fair for all the competitors. So the max you can go is 10 minutes, including credits.
Great. Let's go back to the live questions and see what we have. Another question we have here from Susan is, can rehearsals and blocking be done before the production period? Absolutely. I mean, as a director, I would tell you, like, if you have the time to rehearse with your actors, please do. And if you have access to the location, absolutely block ahead of time. If you don't have access to location, you could still find somewhere that's similar and do like a rehearsal blocking with your DP, even if you have them locked with a cell phone, just to figure out some shots. Like, I think it's just a excellent preparation that you could do ahead of time before you go to shoot, because on the day then you're just shooting what you've already planned, and things will go faster. Anybody want to add to that? Fabulous. Here's another one. We have, I see that a production budget is a deliverable at the same time as the script. Do you want to see all the line items, whether or not a crew member is being paid? I don't have any official funding yet, and most of my crew and key creators are not being paid. I've seen budgets before that show all line items as being deferred, even though funding is deficient. Now, I mean, this is an indie project, and oftentimes folks work for free, so we don't expect you to pay them. But if you have an agreement with them, if some, for example, you're one of the crew members is like, listen, I can't work for free, it's been a strike, whatever, that's between you and them. But we don't expect you to pay them. Correct me if I'm wrong, folks.
100%. Josh, you want to elaborate on, this is actually the first year that we are going to be asking for budgets, and I'd love for Josh to elaborate.
Sorry, just to quickly jump in, I think what Susan was trying to get at was on her budget, if she needs to list the people that are also not being paid. Like, just to show that this person is on the budget, but that they're volunteer. And for clarity's sake, you're completely welcome to. We're not going to be like, oh, we didn't see a makeup artist on your budget. Are you paying them? Like, we're not going to go that sort of depth into it. But as clear as you want to make your budgets for us, the budgets are just for us to, it's a two-way thing. It's for us to know that you're planning for these things, but it's also for you to take the time to plan it out. It kind of like forces you to plan it out. We just wanted the teams to be a little more on the ball with their budgets, just so that they were a little more prepared. But again, whatever you want to display on your budget, if you are not paying someone, you don't have to include them on the budget. But if it's something that we feel like we want to ask, we'll probably ask. But don't feel pressured. Oh, I'm not paying half the crew on my budget. Do I need to put them on the budget? Just, if that makes sense.
So and I want to add to what Moheb is saying. I want to make a suggestion. Maybe go to websites like Telefilm. They have a template budget sheet that you can actually download. And I suggest like the best way to tackle this is just use the top sheet. They have, like, if you download the sheet, it's an Excel spreadsheet. It has different little tabs in the bottom. One that is like extremely like detailed. We probably won't, we don't need that. We just need the top sheet that has like how much labor or how much other costs you anticipate you'll incur. And if you're not paying anybody, just leave it as zero for like the labor, and put whatever costs you are paying to vendors or rentals or anything in your top sheet.
Mm-hmm. And maybe for the one thing that Lynn was poking me about in the reasoning why we're going ahead with kind of just like looking at budgets is just kind of more for us as a production team. As we go through the years, MAMM is getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and we just want to make sure and see that the budget matches the type of film you're making. That's kind of just giving us a quick little indicator of like the producibility of your project and stuff like that, and hope in ways not to deter you from making your project, but more in ways on helping us see how we can best support you in making your project, especially if you are an emerging or first-time filmmaker. We just kind of want to make sure that your idea and the producibility can go hand in hand. And again, that's going to be helpful through us with this experience when we go through the MAMM mentorship. So that's kind of meant, this top sheet is meant for us to share with mentors, with the lecturers, just so they know where you're at as a team in your filmmaking career. So that's what I'd like to add for that.
Fabulous. So I don't seem to see any questions on the Instagram or live page, but I see a comment from Josh Santos. It's very lovely, so I'm going to read it out loud. Didn't have a question, just excited for this year's MAMM. Thanks for putting on the Q&A. Thanks, Josh.
Yay,
Thanks for coming. On that note, does anybody want to add something? Yeah.
Yeah, I do see a question on what does adjudication mean? It just means judging. So this is probably referring to the adjudication period. I can't remember where exactly from our info package that word might have appeared, but it's basically and there are awards that are adjudicated, meaning the judges will be judging, and then there will be awards that will be voted by the audience. So that's kind of the differentiation. I also did see from in-house productions asking about the link for registration. I've been trying to multitask, not been very good. So I'm typing it out. It would be on, yes, on this page. And you can see it at the bottom of our screen, baf.org/MAMM, and go to the details section to find the registration section. Okay. I think that would be, I tried to post that on VAF on the comments, but anyway, we'll do that after.
I can do that right now.
I'll do that after we close. Yeah, I think, oh, thank you, Susan, for coming. And yeah, I think, do we have further questions? Any other questions from Instagram? Yeah, we've answered everybody's questions. If that's the case, that is
like it.
Yes. And please, if you see the bottom of the screen, please join us. Follow us on Instagram at MAMM_VAF. And we can't wait to see your pitches. Very best of luck. Hope to get all the pitches in 2 weeks, exactly 2 weeks, May 29th, midnight. Thank you, guys. See you.
Thank you.